Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Welcome, Mr. Secretary. Different environment from when I last saw you in northern Potter County. I want to talk about timber. And in this budget proposal, we're all aware of a line item, hardwoods research and development. And I think that it's an important line item for supporting our timber industry in Pennsylvania. Can you speak to the effect? Well, just to back up for a minute, last year it was proposed to be eliminated. We were able to partially restore funding to that line and at a level of $270,000. This year it's been proposed for elimination again. Can you speak to how this will affect agency operations, affect your staff, and how we'll continue to be able to support the hardwood utilization groups?
That will be funded. The two positions that we have on the Pennsylvania Hardwood Council will be funded through our GGO line. There are, I know that there are 17 million acres of hardwoods in Pennsylvania. There's over 60,000 jobs in the industry. It's also been very decimated by the downturn in housing, and I believe that 23,000 people less than there were before the economic recession. We plan to continue to support the hardwood industry through whatever means we can. They have my support. They know that. We recently went to the legislature when the impact fee was being voted on and got an amendment to help out the hardwood industry, the truckers, and the timber industry people in that. So we will continue to support them as much as we can. It would be nice to be able to support them more, but as I said before, until the economy turns around, we have to return to our core mission.
Well, certainly the timber industry in the state is struggling, as you mentioned, and it's still a very vital industry in Pennsylvania. And I come from an area where timber is very important, and we have a lot of timber land. Can you speak to whether there's any talk of funding from any other agencies that deal a lot with timber, such as DCNR?
I know that DCNR was affected by the timber industry, and that was the road bonding issue that we addressed. The DCNR budget was dependent on the people bidding on the timber on the state forest land, and they weren't bidding because they didn't want to take the chance and have to bond a road that would be 10 times more than they could hope to gain from profits of selling the timber on those projects. So I know that DCNR is engaged, but no other agency that I know of is there to support agriculture. I know I have been in conversation with other people about possibly moving it to another agency, but I think it fits well under agriculture. USDA houses U.S. Forestry Service, so I think that it fits well in ag. We're happy with it. I think the industry is happy with our support, and I would support continuing to have it under our.
Well, certainly, I thank you for your work on the road bonding issue, and I know that's something that's very important and was very difficult in the timber industry. So I do appreciate your work on that. I think that as we move forward, the timber industry is certainly vital here in our state, certainly vital in the rural area that I come from, and I think that we should, take a look at when the final budget, take a look at this $270,000 that goes toward this hardwood promotion. So thank you.
One of the first things I did as secretary was we sent letters out to previous hardwood buyers, people who had bought Pennsylvania hardwood products before. And we wound up with 16 people from 12 companies, and we were able to sell I believe it was $1.4 million worth of Pennsylvania hardwoods. That was shortly after I came into the office. I can tell you that recently Wayne Bender has been on 2 ag trade missions concerning hardwood. He's been to China and he's been to India, and I believe he is in China now or just recently returned on ag trade missions. So I got word that the India mission was a lot of promising contacts were made. So hopefully we can prop up our hardwood industry in Pennsylvania with export sales until the housing industry picks up.
Well, certainly our Pennsylvania hardwoods are some of the finest in the nation, and I think that as we move forward, I'm glad to hear that you're going to continue funding the staff with your general operations budget, and I think that we should look at the $270,000 that supports those hardwood utilization groups, because I think it's very important. So thank you, Mr. Secretary, and thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you.